Women who behave like princesses end up single.
She is actually incorrect. Most women who behave like princesses do not end up single. They end up settling.
Hey beautiful people, how you are doing today? It's again Destiny here and welcome back to my channel. How you are doing? Hope you guys are doing great. So today's video, I find this video very interesting. So today's video, okay, like you guys know here on the channel we have interesting conversations. So yeah, it's an interesting video again. So today's video is about the princess treatment, okay? So it's about this creator that stitched another creator's video that was talking about the princess treatment. How, but I couldn't find the original video she stitched. But what was very striking was what this creator that stitched this creator was saying. She went on to talk about how the princess treatment that they're being sold on social media is a flaw, because what the original creator said was that, oh, women that go for princess treatment end up in their 20s and 30s end up being single. And this lady went on to say no, they don't end up being single, they end up settling. That the princess treatment genre, or will I say lifestyle, that has been sold to young girls and people generally is actually women settling for old men that they are not attracted to, they don't love, but just because of money and because this man takes care of them, they settle for those men and they are miserable, they are not as happy. Literally, that's what she said. Anyway, guys, let's go hear this video. Let me know. Let's hear this video, then we'll come back and talk.
Women who behave like princesses end up single.
She is actually incorrect. Most women who behave like princesses do not end up single. They end up settling. They market to you that the older man is the ideal because he has more money, when in fact they're settling for men that they are not physically attracted to, are not mentally stimulated by, and are not excited to see whatsoever simply because he sends them flowers and deposits a check into their bank account. They market this to you as self-love when they are laying next to somebody at night that is old enough to be their father. You should always have a man that makes you feel good, that should give you a leg up and help you throughout life, inspire you and motivate you. What you don't do is end up with a simp man that cannot make decisions on his own. What you don't do is attach yourself to a man with low self-esteem that knows the only reason and the only way he's going to get you to sit in front of him is to offer you money because he is not on your level. Do know that most women are cheating themselves when they're too scared to entertain a man that looks as good as they do, make much more money than they do, and are real kings in this society. Most women cannot say they ended up with that man because they know those men have self-love. And self-love means that you don't kiss anybody's ass. It is not okay for a woman to run and chase up behind a man. It is not okay for a woman to give her all and to get nothing in return. It is not okay for my girls to be stuck in situationships with men who refuse to give them more. But it is also not okay for you to trade your beauty for a roof over your head and to claim that that is self-love. It is not okay for you to sell this to young impressionable girls when in reality you have settled because you are too scared to be alone. When in reality, you have settled because you are afraid to be single. If you claim to be a master manifester and you can manifest the life that you want, you manifested your penthouse, you manifested that Porsche, you manifested marriage, you manifested that relationship and that boyfriend, why could you not manifest the man that you really wanted? If you really believe that you are a queen, capable of having everything that you desire in this world, why do you settle for less? Would I rather be alone than to settle in a place where materialism is my only happiness? I'd rather be alone than to have a come up on my self-esteem based off the fact that the man standing in front of me is 50 years old and his self-esteem is lower than mine. I am not a vampire. I am a queen. And I tell you, ladies, before you go out there and you take and marry and get in relationships with any man that sends you flowers or even $5,000, you are worth so much more than 10 grand. You are even worth so much more than $100,000. And every time you put a price on your head, that's all you're going to get in return.
Please go down in the comment section and share your thoughts. Love to know what you think about this conversation down in the comment section, okay? Please also let me know if you agree with what she said and your own take on it, okay? So go down in the comment section and share that. This video got a lot of people talking, and I personally have a lot to say because I find this conversation interesting. But just let's go hear other people's thoughts on this. Then I will come back and share my own thought. And yeah, so let's hear other people's thoughts on this.
Correct. Most women who behave like princesses do not end up single. They end up settling.
The principle she's advancing here is that a princess doesn't end up single, she ends up settling. The problem here is that you cannot speak in absolutes. So if you're a young woman, you're Alyssa, and you're attracted to me, and, it can't be assumed that that person has settled. Like, there is nothing about our relationship, and obviously I can't make any of you believe it or not believe it, but we have an unbelievably brilliant life together and an unbelievably happy relationship. You cannot speak in absolutes. My sister, I gave an example of her yesterday. She married a man 15 years older than she is. They've had a beautiful marriage. He's the salt of the earth. He would throw himself in front of a train to save my sister's life. Conversely, you cannot take the position that every young woman should wait for, a guy who's exactly her age, that happens to be a multimillionaire and, is very handsome and rock solid body, right? That might happen, and that might be someone she encounters, and she finds joy in that. There's joy in both cases. There aren't really any absolutes with respect to ages, people. A lot of the comments that I get, they're so polar, but really it's just being open-minded. My son, he's 24 years old. I think he's turning into a great catch of a man. So I don't really believe there are absolutes. You just have to be open-minded and realize that someone older, what she's saying about people who are older just may not be true. Let me conclude with two absolutes. The first is, if you are a young woman and you are looking for a relationship, okay, you should be considering yourself a prize, a treasure for a man to obtain, okay? You should not allow yourself to be used or abused by some 25-year-old, alpha male clown, nor a 58-year-old man like myself. So that's one absolute. The second absolute is that you should have a plan about what you want, who you want. Be selective in your dating. Be thoughtful about questions to ask. Because if you want to find somebody and you don't want to be, end up just wasting time after time after time, you need to be thoughtful and you need to have a plan. Those are two absolutes that I think are worth thinking about.
Single.
She is actually incorrect. Most women who behave like princesses.
I'm a sugar baby, and I'm saying this is wrong because, let's be real, men, a lot of them don't fall in love. Okay, a lot of them don't know how to love. And if you want to be somebody's damn therapist, then go ahead. Especially broke, attractive men, they want somebody to take care of them. For real. Especially if you're career or have a career job. Yeah, no. My dad told me the stories. Okay? Men don't fall in love like women. Okay? They think logically and transactional. So they think about, what are the benefits for me? What is she going to benefit? How is she going to benefit me? That's how men think before they even marry you and stuff like that. First, it will be infatuation. Okay? That's not love, okay? So they will be infatuated with you. But long, maybe several months down the line, they probably would really, love you. Maybe, I don't know, maybe because, but you never know. But with that being said, go with the guy who may be average looking, the average guy, and shit like that, who has a nice job. Like one of my next door neighbors told me, her friend, she was like, go with the guy who has the career. She told me that. I was just like, I already know. But go with those guys, regardless of how he looks. Because, to be honest, the universe set people in your life for a reason. If you ignore that guy, you may not even have a great man come into your life again. So, with that being said, follow my advice, and thank you.
Correct. Most women who behave like princesses do not end up single. They end up settling.
Okay, because like why do they keep pushing in that space? Why do they keep pushing these old geriatric 50-year-old plus men towards girls who want that particular treatment? Like, if you haven't seen her video, she's talking about how a lot of those women in those spaces who talk about like princess treatment, have you noticed that sometimes they push girls to date much older men, and they don't necessarily push an emphasis, don't put an emphasis on attraction. Like, they're just like, oh, just date older, because dating older will like get the man to like treat you properly. But like, why can't you get that treatment from somebody your age? Like the lady said in the video, I completely agree with her. Like she said in the video, like some women who only go after guys that are that old is because they don't feel like, a lot of them, some of them don't feel like they can get a guy who gives them all that princess treatment, but is just as good looking as them and just the same age as them. Because like, I'm like, what is this agenda that they're pushing for younger women to date these old, 1 foot in the grave old men? Like, they're literally pushing an agenda. I don't know about you, but quite frankly, I want to be attracted to my partner. I don't want to date somebody who's really old, almost about to die, just because of the fact that they give you money. You can get princess treatment from somebody your age, and it's not everything you should do for money. Like, I'm so sorry, it's not everything you should do for money. Like, I have nothing against the princess treatment, the princess treatment brigade, the princess treatment part of TikTok. In fact, I actually think that is wonderful, because I like watching some content like that, but I don't like watching the ones where they tell you to go and date men you're not attracted to, go and date really old men. For what? Like, because if you have even seen the whole this thing that was happening with that lady, who that man was dating her because he's much older, and then they're just spilling all of that nonsense online. Like, date a man who's secure, because a lot of times those men that they're pushing you towards are very insecure in themselves. Like Alexandria said, they're very insecure in themselves. They have low self-esteem, and the only way that they feel like they can get women, and the only way that they know that they can get you, is because of their money, and that breeds resentment. Am I saying you should not date, you can't date a man who's well off? That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying you can date a man that's well off, who's within your age group, and who has high self-esteem. But when you decide to, when you decide to pray, but I want to say pray, when you decide to take advantage of the fact that some of those old men are very insecure, then you run the risk of dealing with some who want to financially abuse you. I have nothing against princess treatment. I'm actually pro princess treatment, but I am against geriatric princess treatment. That's just so, like, it tends to not end well. Like, it just, what is the agenda with pushing women, younger women today, these really old men? I'm not against princess treatment. I think it's very nice, but not with the old men I'm not attracted to. I feel like attraction is important in a relationship, and you're just not going to convince me to get with a man just because he's going to give me $50,000, but I don't even like him. Like, that would make my skin crawl. Like, I'm the type of person, if I'm not attracted to you, if I don't like you, I don't see the point. Like, I don't see the point of me even interacting with you in the sense of, oh, let's see where it goes. There's no way it goes. It's either a yes or a no for me. And it's a hell no with the old geriatric men. Hell no.
She is actually incorrect. Most women who behave like princesses do not end up.
I am not even going to bother to turn on my light or even get up out of bed to respond to this. I will simply say you literally proved her point, because she is saying that women who act like princesses end up single. Then you go on to say that women who act like princesses end up settling. Now, if we know anything about women, we understand that when they settle for a guy that they find less physically attractive and a whole bunch of other things you listed, they will eventually leave that guy. They will re-enter the dating market at some point in time to figure out just how fucked and awful it is, and then realize they don't want to settle anymore because that's all they've done for however long they were with this guy, have a list of standards of things they don't want, just to realize that they cannot find those things readily or easily. They end up alone, time elapses by, and they realize that this is a miserable endeavor, and they end up single. So, when I say you literally proved her point, you proved her point.
Princesses do not end up single. They end up settling. They market to you.
Okay, watching this is so funny. This is once again one of those videos where people are in the comments going, yes, child, preach, like, yes, yes. But I can tell you right away from my life experience, having been married previous times, my age, I can tell you right now, this woman is not married. She's not married. She hasn't been married, because she starts off the whole thing saying that women who act like princesses, carry themselves like princesses, don't end up single, they end up settling. That basically they get married to older men who they're not attracted to, and they're just with them for money, et cetera, et cetera. And she's like, you deserve better. You need to be with somebody that you're attracted to. So first of all, I know this woman is not married, because it's a very immature mindset to think that she's basically telling women, basically ignore any kind of financial security, ignore all of that, because you need to look at that man every day and think he's fine. Where anybody who's been married before, is married before, knows that no matter how attracted you are to that person when you first get together, when you first start dating, and you've got all the butterflies and all that other things, there will be days that you still look over that person and think, he got on my last nerve. Like, I don't care how fine he is. I don't care how fine you are. There's going to be days you still get on that man's damn nerves. It doesn't matter how cute you are. It doesn't matter how sexy you are. That's just life. That's relationships. That is marriage, long-term relationships. There are going to be times where, just by virtue of what's going on between you all emotionally or mentally or whatever, you're just not going to find them that attractive. They can go through changes. Different things can happen, and you just may not find them super attractive that day. And it may not even be them sometimes. It could just be you. So that's like the first thing, is like the fact that she made attraction, physical attraction, this like monumental thing of, finding a spouse, already shows me that there's no way this woman has been married and in a long-term, successful, committed marriage relationship, because anyone who has knows that that's like, yeah, attraction, physical attraction. Yes, you want to be physically attracted to your partner, but to make that like this some big end all be all, anybody who's been married for any length of time knows that's not the end all be all, because there's going to be days where you just simply, that it's not all that. I don't care how fine you are, because if somebody's getting on your nerves, or if they're not treating you right, or y'all just aren't clicking right then, they can be as attractive as they want to be, and you're not going to be checking for them in that way. And that's just a fact. For her to say that women are settling because they get with someone older or whatever, I can't speak for all women who are with an older man, but I know for myself, I find my husband attractive for me. And it's not only physically do I find him attractive, but I think what someone who's looking at things like her is forgetting too, is that there are lots of layers to attraction. Attraction is not only based on physicality. Not for people who are more mature and understand how life works anyway. I think really, if you're a very shallow person, I think it's just, okay, the way they look. But I think most people have layers of attraction. Someone can be attractive physically. They can be attractive intellectually. They can be attractive because of the way that the things that they do for you, they're being dependable, their heart, how kind they are, how compassionate they are, how they treat other people. I've known people who I thought, oh yeah, that's a really attractive man, or that's a really pretty woman, and then you see how they act or how they speak or how they carry themselves, and that attraction goes, whoa, okay, she's not as pretty as I thought. Because I mean, did you hear the way she was speaking? Or gosh, he's not as handsome as he's seen. Because did you just see how he treated that wait staff? Like, it just immediately goes down. So for her to make it like physical attractions the end all be all, I don't think that that's fair, and I think that's very ignorant, to say that because you see a woman who's younger dating an older man who's more secure, that means that she has no attraction to him, because that's not necessarily the case. You don't know what she's attracted to in that partner. There could be somebody who, by most standards, is with somebody who, by most people's standards, looks very physically appealing. And that may be the least thing that the person who's with them is attracted to. They may be more attracted to their mind. They may be more attracted to their heart and how they treat people. They may be more attracted to, what that person does for a living and their career and their talents and gifts. So to just assume that because someone is with someone older that they're settling, I think is like really ridiculous. And then the last thing that I would say is that when she's saying that they're marketing, princess treatment is self-love, but it's really not, because if a man gets with a woman who, needs to be treated like a princess, he must have low self-esteem. This is completely not true. I find older men tend to have much more self-esteem, actually, because they've worked hard for what they have in life. They've gone through a lot of things. Now, are they as caught up on material things if they're successful? No, like what you want, that's not a big deal to them. But it's not because they have low self-esteem is why they give it to you. They will give it to you easier because it's just not that big of a deal to them. When you have a lot of something, it's just not that big of a deal to you. You know what I mean? It's called abundance. And she was saying, that, this is how this is being marketed, is self-love. And I think the final thing that I have with this is, the biggest thing is that now everyone wants to talk about, princess treatment, and it's not really self-love. And, I'm seeing videos like this with women like this, and I find it funny. And I think you have to be careful and consider the source of things, because you never really seen things like this or heard about too much like this until you see more and more Black women and women of color, participating in hypergamy more consciously and more boldly. But when there were fewer women of color and fewer Black women at that consciously participating in hypergamy, you didn't see this sort of thing. But yeah, I don't know. I'm sorry. You can hate me and come for me in the comments. This person can come for me if she sees this. I don't care. I call BS on this. I call BS. It's BS. It's shallow. It sounds immature. And honestly, it sounds like a little bit of like hating that you don't want to see another woman being taken care of, being well taken care of and having what she wants. And like I said, and just again, and you're not in other people's minds. You can't tell someone else what they find attractive or what they don't. So, it's like, I know at this point, like if for any reason my husband and I were no longer together, I would not be running out looking for a man in his late 30s or early 40s, or like really men in my age group. Really, I wouldn't see myself being interested in them still. Like I really would. I would choose my man every single time. So anyway, I call BS on this. Stay soft.
Please go down in the comment section and share your thoughts. Love to know what you think about this conversation down in the comment section. So go ahead and share your thoughts. I find this conversation interesting. Okay, so please go down and share your own thoughts. I love to know what you think, your take on this. But please, like we always do here, keep it respectful. You don't have to disrespect anybody for you to air your opinion. Here on this channel, we're very respectful and we're allowed to disagree, but we do it in a healthy way and we'll pass our point across without insulting or calling each other names. So let's do that, okay? So here's my own take on this, is that first off, I disagree with the creator that said that talking about the old princess treatment, how they are certainly not being single. First, I just want to, she said a lot of things, so I'm just going to try as much to break the ones I could remember now. But first, I just want to say, in relationship, like this last lady that spoke now, the last creator, she talked about how different things is attractive to somebody. But the original creator, talking about how the person you want to be with, it has to be attractive physically. Attraction can be different for everybody, like really different. Some people likes the mind, some people likes the human, some people likes the way it's different. So you just saying, oh, just putting everybody in one box and saying, oh, women that ask for princess treatment, that date older men, they are settling, they are not. I just feel like it's a bogus statement. She can say some of them, and for me, you've not walked on that shoes, and so why are you speaking on it? You've not been on it. That's not your thing, and it's fine. I don't know why people can just respect people's boundary to say, you know what, this is what works for this person. Fine. Even if this person is my sister, like, the first I'm going to ask you is that, are you happy? If you're happy, like, just get going. Some people, money makes them happy. Some people have gone through a lot and lack, and now they are not ready to. They will not put themselves in that position where they are going to lack or settle for anything. They will go for the financial stable one. And when people talk about, oh, dating, your partner has to be physically appealing to you, I get that. But if you've been with a long-term partner like myself, your body changes. So it takes more than the physical appearance for you to be with somebody, really. Because if you've been with somebody, except you're not looking for a long-term relationship, but if you've been with somebody, like I personally, myself and my husband, we've been together for 20 years. We dated for 10 years, married for 10 years. So the body changes. I was not that girl I was 20 years ago or even 10 years ago. My body has changed. So if he is attracted to me because of my body, then where are we now? If I was attracted to him because of his body, where are we now? Because he has changed. I have changed. But that's just it. So physical attraction, I'm not saying is wrong, but I feel like when you're getting yourself into any relationship, go beyond the physical attraction. Go get attracted to other things that might not change the person who he is at heart, who the person's value, what the person stands for. Those things can be very, very attractive if you don't know. Those things can be very, very attractive. And I don't think that older men are like, oh, close to their grave, like, hello. I don't think so. And I don't think that they have low self-esteem. I feel like, I don't know, I have like some older friends that I talk to. Like when you open mind with older friends, especially the ones that have money, and you have conversation with them, you're just like, okay, the conversation is so good and all that. And even if like, if especially women, we are almost 40, yeah, okay, that we're already in our 40s, like, what do you expect those type of women to be with? Like, and statistics have shown, like, the look, the age, that does not, you just want to be in a healthy relationship where your man treats you right, the way you want to be treated. The way I want to be treated may be different from the way you want to be treated. Just find the person that aligns with what you want. I don't think age matters. You know when Aaliyah said, age is nothing but a number, that's how it, age is nothing but a number. If this person fits exactly what you want in a relationship and it makes you happy, why are we having this conversation, okay? Why are you so bothered about what other people choose to do with their life? Oh, anyway, guys, please go down in the comment section and share your thought. I love to read your thought on this, so please go down in the comment section and share your thought. But please keep it respectful, okay? And please share this video with somebody that you want to be part of the conversation, because why not? We have banging conversation here, so go ahead and share this video, okay? Give this video a big thumbs up, smash the like button, because that helps YouTube to push out my content, and that will be you supporting your girl. So go ahead and do all that stuff, and subscribe if you haven't subscribed, okay? Did I say that? Yes, subscribe if you haven't subscribed. And if you also want to join this channel, or you want to support this channel, you can also join the membership. Just click on the membership button there, and also you can also decide to give a token there. You can do that. Just supporting your girl, okay? Anyway, guys, with that all said, guys, I will see you guys in my next video. Deuces.